said we mustn't talk about community only as a noun. Dit is net 'n selfstandige naamwoord. En as ek reg verstaan sê dit is 'n werkwoord. When we say community, we say we commune. We interact with each other. We share in life together. We make community. We create community. Where community is noun, it's almost passive. Community as verb is immediately active, even activistic. Between active and activist. I wrote an article earlier this week in the Burger to make the point we are now in the 16 days of activism. And activist means that yes, you act, but yes, you also agitate, you advocate, you really strongly advance a specific cause. And in these 16 days, it's of course that we then say we agitate, advocate, advance, and even protest for end of violence against women and children. So, I'm glad that you brought that into our vocabulary, Renee, that community is a verb and it's active. But if we talk about community, what do we act for? What do we advance? What do we advocate for? It's on the one hand, I will just mention three things that is for us important. It is on the one hand that you say we really want unity, and we'll have a unity ceremony here. It's unity. Unity means unity in diversity, unity despite differences, unity despite painful pasts and painful presents. And it is also, this is for me the important word about unity as well, it's unity in proximity. I like that song of Bette Midler, God is watching us from a distance. That's half of the story. God is also close to us. In whatever tradition you speak about God, there's also God or the divine or heaven in closeness, proximity. And believers from different backgrounds and also secular believers who say there's a goodness in proximity. And real unity is the moment when we say it's unity in proximity. When we're close to each other, when we see each other. As ek met meneer daar reg agter sit, en meneer vir my sê, 49 jaar. Na 49 jaar stap u weer die eerste keer hier. And this is what unity in proximity does. It brings us so close. We touch each other's hearts. We touch each other's physically as well. But so if we work for unity, it's this unity in proximity, unity in touching each other, unity in entering into each other's shoes, living in each other's shoes, living in each other's skins, looking through each other's lenses. And Stellenbosch in South Africa needs that so much. Unity in proximity. But there's another thing about unity. I'm skeptical about unity if it's not unity that advances reconciliation. And by reconciliation we mean there are still alien nations and enmities and polarizations present in our towns and in our country and on our campus. There are still subtle forms of discrimination. We experience it every day. We have to deal with it. Yes, you have crude racism and sexism and homophobia, visible ones, and that we see. But there's also the subtle almost invisible forms of discrimination. And I even want to say the subconscious ones, where you think this person is on the conscious level against racism, but on the subconscious level, sure, just listen to that word. Just look at that gesture. This is subtle and subconscious racism. A very cherished colleague of ours told us, a white progressive male said somebody told him, "You're a racist, you know." And he said, "Not at all. Go look at my track record." And he said, "No, you know what? Your body language tells me you're a racist. If a white person speaks in a meeting, you sit like this. If a black person speaks, play with your phone. So you don't expect intellectual solutions from black people." And he said with a shock, but it's true. Subtle, subconscious. So unity must seek reconciliation. Unity must bring back that old struggle thing of conscientize. We must make each other aware of challenges. And conscientize also means we must appeal to each conscience, tot ons gewetens wat ons praat. My last remark. Yes, for unity, if it's unity in proximity, if it is unity that seeks reconciliation and the overcoming of alienation and subtle, especially subtle and subconscious discrimination, and yes to unity if it advances justice. Now my dominee, Bob, is one of the persons whom I know very explicitly says, don't do away with justice language. You betray all your best efforts if you do away with justice language. Yes, we must speak justice. Community is not good community if it doesn't seek justice. Unity is not good if it's not a unity that aims at justice. And reconciliation is really liberating reconciliation if it advances justice. And I'm glad, meneer, dat u so mooi, meneer Van Nooit, en wat u nou vir ons net kortliks daarin bekken, het u op, ek wil sê, wetenskaplike wyse gesê wat ons moet doen. Maar dit al sien ek so, is instrumenteel in ons soeke na groter geregtigheid. And from the side of the university, in this our centenary year, where we celebrate successes, yes, but where we also regret the failures of Stellenbosch University. We are committed to working with our surrounding partners that sit here, to say, let us in humble but also assertive ways build communion, unity, reconciliation, and concrete justice for all. This is a humble, fallible, vulnerable commitment from our side. And thanks that you're willing to listen to.